What does freedom actually cost? Is it measured in dollars, in years, in sacrifice? Or is it measured by the names of men and women who never made it home? Today, we're visiting a museum dedicated to answering one of the most important questions in American history. What is the price of freedom? Stay tuned to find out. You hear that? That's the echoes of freedom. What's up, historians, and happy 4th of July from the Echoes of Freedom team. We are standing here in China Grove, North Carolina at the Price of Freedom Museum. And what better location to film our 4th of July special than right here at a place that talks about why we can celebrate Independence Day. 250 years ago, on this July 4th, our founding fathers met at a little place called Independence Hall in Philadelphia to sign a piece of paper that would forever change the course of American history. That piece of paper was called the Declaration of Independence. And this declaration would be sent overseas to Great Britain, to England, to King George III, saying, "From this day, July the 4th, 1776, we 13 colonies, declare our independence as a free and independent nation from England." And what a story we had to tell from it. That piece of paper will take us to the American Revolution that will secure our independence as a new nation. And this will lead us into the birth of a new nation, from trying to figure out how to manage a government, how to run a government, how to run an economic system. It will take us through the War of 1812. It will take us through a period of division and civil war, a period of reconstruction, a period of industrial growth. It will go on to take us through a period of global conflict, too, per se. It'll take us through a period of standstill, of stalemate, better known as the Cold War. It'll take us through a period of terrorism, and it will bring us to now, 260 years later, on this special July 4th. As I mentioned, we're here at the Price of Freedom Museum in China Grove, North Carolina. And this is a museum dedicated to preserving the stories, artifacts, and sacrifices of America's servicemen and women. What began as a private collection has grown into a memorial and educational center focused on honoring those who served and those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. This is more than a military museum. When most people hear the word military museum, they think weapons, uniforms, and equipment. And yes, you'll find all those inside these walls. But the real purpose of this museum isn't to display artifacts, it's to preserve stories. It's to let the echoes of freedom cry out for those who paid the ultimate price for our freedom. It's to preserve the stories. Every medal, uniform, photograph, and piece of equipment represents a real person who answered their nation's call. The museum's mission is centered on teaching future generations about the sacrifices made to protect American freedoms. As you walk through this museum, you're walking through generations of American military history. You'll encounter artifacts connected to World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, the Cold War, the global war on terror. But what's striking is it simply isn't the equipment. It's realizing that every item belonged to someone who left home, stepped into the uncertainty, and served something greater than themselves. It's easy to talk about battles like Gettysburg, Normandy, Iwo Jima, Vietnam, Pork Chop Hill, you know, all those big battles. But it's museums like this that remind us American history isn't just about campaigns and commanders, it's about the everyday, ordinary people. The young soldier writing a letter home, the Marine carrying equipment across the battlefield, a sailor spending months at sea, a family waiting for somebody to return home. These artifacts help us see military history through human eyes. As veterans age and generations pass, firsthand stories become harder and harder to find. That's why museums, like the Price of Freedom, are so important because they preserve the memories, the personal accounts, the artifacts, and the lessons that might otherwise disappear. Because once those stories are lost, they're gone forever. Museums like this exist to ensure future generations understand that freedom was never guaranteed. It was defended by real people making those sacrifices, making those real sacrifices. And this building screams echoes of freedom. That's why we're here. It's why we're echoes of freedom. This building is that backbone of the whole mission of this historical project. So, standing here surrounded by historical artifacts of war and service, we're reminded of something important. Freedom is not free, it has never been. Every generation has had men and women willing to leave their homes, risk their lives, and serve a cause greater than themselves. That's the story that's preserved here. Not just military history, not just artifacts, but sacrifice. So remember, historians, that the Price of Freedom Museum reminds us that the liberties we enjoy today were paid for by the generations who answered the call before their or when their country needed them most. And their stories deserve to be remembered each and every day. I want to wish everybody a very happy and blessed 4th of July. To all the servicemen and women out there watching this episode, I want to thank you. I want to salute you for your service. You mean a lot because of your dedication and commitment to our country. People like me have the freedom and the liberties to go out and make videos just like this one to tell people about history, to explain why we have our freedom, and to live in a free country where we have the freedom to do what we want, as long as, of course, as long as we follow our Bill of Rights and constitutional amendments. But the purpose is thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice to our country, missing special holidays, special events, graduations, birthdays, births of kids, Christmases, Thanksgivings, all those special times with family and friends that you are spending serving this country to keep our freedom free. That's the price of freedom that's been paid. I want to thank each and every one of you all for watching it. Again, 250 years ago, our founding fathers signed the Declaration of Independence, and that's what we celebrate this year, July 4th. This is Echoes of Freedom. If you all have a destination you would like us to visit, you go over to our website, www.echoesoffreedom.us, and click on that little button there that says, Know a Place? Invite us. We'll be happy to check it out and come to you to film an episode. And if you feel so generous, drop a tip or a donation. Those donations help fuel up our vehicles so we can go and talk about and uncover history and preserve history. It also helps us afford motel rooms if we need to stay overnight to continue the work preserving history that scream out our echoes of freedom day in and day out. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you again next week on the next adventure.